Alright guys, finally got my John Deere 425 together here. I've got the weights in the front. Put in some new Continental hydraulic lines here on the front ports. So I fed it through underneath the tractor here. Tie wrapped it along the frame. You can see there. And then they go out to the back here. And that's where my other set of quick connects go to the hydraulic lines that run this MCS system here. John Deere original equipment hydraulic dump for grass and leaves and stuff. So it's pretty hard to find this system. Finally found it from a guy who was selling it locally. It was either between this setup or a 3-bagger system. So I bought this system, and now it's all ready to go. Tested working. I had to put new Home Depot makeshift pipe insulators here to seal up some of the gaps that the old rubber that sits in there was kind of leaky. So that helps seal up the top lid here. I've got that going around here. And then I added this reflector triangle. These two reflectors are stock, but I added this one from John Deere. Just make it a little bit more visible as I'm out and about. On this side, what it looks like. And so you see the motor sits here, which is a 5-horsepower Honda motor. And when this system is working, this will, when you put into the lift mode, the hydraulics will lift this, completely separate itself from the chute that comes out from here. And when you bring it back, it comes back automatically to itself. And I'll try to get a video of this thing working so you guys see what I'm talking about. But this engine's been tuned up, all the oil, filter, everything's been done. Throttle cable has been readjusted to get it full throttle, to get it working properly. It was kind of loose, so I had to tighten that up. Filter oil's been changed, new non-ethanol gas has been put in there. This hose here that goes from the mower deck to the engine here, back here, may have to be replaced after this season. It's starting to get pretty bad, so I'm gonna have to order a new piece here. But other than that, it's been working fine. This is the adapter for my 54-inch deck here. And I believe the owner that I bought this from, he said this cutout was made by John Deere, just so that you can see if anything's jammed or not. You can see if the flow is still working. So that's what the cutout is for, which, okay. And then this is just the simple adapter that came from John Deere to adapt to the, dedicated for this 54-inch deck. Now, I was told that for a 60-inch deck, the adapter is a little bit different. So I told the guy I had the 54, so he gave me the 54 to adapt to the engine. And then you can see the engine is mounted. This is how it's mounted down there by the bracket with the nuts down there. That's how it's mounted onto the frame. This is the frame that carries the whole system in the back. I've got to wash this thing down. Tested this and everything's running. There's no leak or anything in the system. And to control this hydraulic dump, it's the bottom lever here. This is for, the top one is for the mower deck. This one is for the dump. And it's an amazing system, especially with these older tractors. You cannot buy those accessories brand new. So for me to find this one from a guy that's willing to part with it was truly special, because it's very hard for me to find even a 3-bagger system or even this type of hydraulic dump system, which a lot of contractors were using to lift debris and stuff up onto like trailers and haul it off. But for me, it's perfect for my property, because I just have a little area in the back where I dump it. And so that beats a lot of bagging, which I used to do, or even raking by hand, which was a lot, because I have almost an acre of just land that has a lot of trees in the back. And so every fall has been a tedious job of raking onto like a big tarp and hauling it off. And so this year, I'm more prepared. But this is the overall system of the system. I love this system. The weight of this motor, I like how it's positioned back here, and it draws suction back here separately from the power that's driven by the engine and the blades down here, because a lot of nowadays, the new systems, they have a pulley system here that hangs off here and drives off your mower deck, which I was not a big fan of, because there's so much weight that hangs on right here on the mower deck. Sometimes over time you have issues of, you know, uneven leveling of your mower deck, which I did not like that system. So I much prefer a system that has the separate unit engine back here mounted onto this very nice frame here that holds everything up back here and right onto the frame of the tractor. And that avoids any kind of issues with the mower deck itself. There's a little bit of flex in this tube here. As you raise and lower this deck, this has a little bit of give to allow it to go up and down. But I love this system. It's a great engine. I think if I were to ever upgrade this engine, I would up the horsepower to maybe like a 7 or 8 or maybe even a 10 if I can find one that's a 10 horsepower. But this draws like a good amount of vacuum already. The propeller inside here is plastic, so it's not something that's going to rust out over time. It's a hard special plastic that they utilize in here, and it spins, shoots it up here and then into here. And the ventilation on this is not up on top, not like your average Joe Schmo where the system is ventilation up here and then you get all this dust and debris flying back over to your head. The ventilation on this one was cleverly designed by John Deere, and it vents down here. You can see these down here. That's the vents. So it blows it up and down low like this so that this doesn't get back onto you when you're sitting on the tractor. And of course, this system is all by hand here, hydraulically driven. So you don't even have to get off your seat. You just turn around your head and you look at this thing go up, dump, come back down, and comes right back in place. And I've done a lot of work on this John Deere 425. If I would have known better, I would have tried to find a 455, the diesel, but this will suffice for now. It's a really good engine, Kawasaki in there, 20 horsepower. I found these weights from the same guy. He had it in his garage, and so this weight, I felt a little bit tippy without these weights. It was a little bit too tippy with this system sitting in the back. So when he sold me this system, I went back and got this from him as well. So it's been beautiful. This machine, it's got a lot of hours on there, but hey, it's very clean. And let me show you the engine, how I cleaned it up. All that plastic here is very typical. They all crack all over the place, so you just gotta be careful. If I have money down the road, I may replace all these plastics for new ones and get new decals. But you can see I've pretty much cleaned up this engine. All the liquids have been changed out. Everything has been gone over. I also replaced the valve covers here to the metal ones. The old plastic one was always leaking. So these one comes with like a metallic, some sort of metal gasket instead of a plastic O-ring, which is nice. I'm still gotta figure out where this line goes to this air filter. That's something that I'm gonna have to work on. But I've cleaned up everything, all the headlamps, everything. I put all new LED bulbs in there, so they're pretty bright compared to the old ones that were there. I also redid the back tail lens. These are brand new lens in the back, both sides, and also with LED. So typically these will fall out and crack or whatever, be lost, but I replaced all these are brand new in the back. They work perfect. And so that's my John Deere 425, ready to go for this mowing season of 2021. And hopefully this fall leaf collection will also be much easier for myself as well. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy the video.